Just got up. Let's have a look at some of these seeds. Tomato, basil, cucumber. He's growing his next little leaf. These all transplanted while they're happy. I thought this one would have sprouted some more overnight, to be honest, but we've got a cucumber just coming up there. Yeah, look. The greens are sprouting. You can see them there. And nothing else yet. Right, you got this. Regrets in life, I can't afford to live with none. Though if I could go back in time and maybe just fix one, you know what it would be, cause there might still be you and me enjoying smiles and sharing kisses. It's not real, but I can dream, though I can't sleep at night. It's lonely here without you by my side, but I'm strong enough to know that if it's meant, then we will find each other soon enough. Or maybe distant futures, happy holding visions of the two of us. Cause truth be told, I've only seen you as the mother of my kids, the lover I could live with, moving through this plane into eternal bliss. But that's been ripped and it's been shredded. I ain't sure where we are headed. I'm confused, it's unexpected. My movements disrespected our love, then you rejected my hug. And I don't blame you, I feel shameful that I took a gun and shot it at your heart. If I could go back to the start, I'd know the things that I know now and never let us fall apart. Yes, that was that. And now got questions where we dreaming, getting caught up in the meanings of the things that we were finding, stuck in constant analysing. Or was I meeting just mistiming? I keep looking at the clock, asking why, asking how I didn't stop myself. I must be stupid, I'm the one that took me off the shelf. And when I'm losing, write the music for my mental health. But I still love you, I can't lose it if these words they help. I mean, I hope they help. And you've been dealing with my shit for so long. You so strong, had the bond that got me thinking living life would be so wrong if I don't ever have you by my side again. You came and made the difference. I can't pretend you came and listened, then you spent your time. You gave your mind, and as the nights passed by, my climate slowly started to decline. I couldn't look you in the eye and tell you why I didn't shine no more, but you would always pass the light, try to lift my body off the floor. Why did I close the door? What's up, guys? Here's the deal. You may have seen some different footage this morning, and look, some crazy things have happened. There's been some mad changes that have occurred. Yeah, I've kind of moved into somewhere new. I've been learning a fucking heap about allowing your inner self to guide you, and also understanding what external guidance is and what guidance from the universe really looks like. And it's not like I've not used intuition before or not understood external guidance from the universe before, but the way that I've felt it and learned it over the past week has been crazy, really. So anyway, it's led me to a new place, and yeah, I really had to learn to listen to my intuition and learn to recognize when the universe is guiding me and when it wants me to make certain decisions. But you know, there is a fine balance between the two. So that's been a major lesson for me over this last been week. So I'm living in a new beautiful place, and today I'm here at the old place. I'm collecting the last thing to collect, which is the compost bin. So I am so friggin' happy because I made my own compost. 2 months ago, I started a compost bin. I'm going to insert some footage for you. 2 months ago, I started a compost bin, and just this week yielded, you know, the results of that. Okay guys, this is going to be my compost bin, just a regular black bin. First thing I'm going to do is make some drainage holes. We've got some drainage holes in there now. So I'm going to put a little bit of the brown stuff in there. Cool. These are some food scraps. They're going in. First load of compost. And now we wait. Guys, this is the compost. Look at that. This, when it went in, would have been chunks of basil, watermelon, pumpkin at the time, banana skins, pumpkin. All sorts. And now look at it. Look at that goodness. I mean, it's still got a bit of breaking down to do, but like, look at it. It's fully, it's happening. Been so excited about this. This has been like, you know, this has been my secret baby. I've like, me mate, it just looks so good. No, waste not, want not. Like, this is, you know, waste food. Yeah. That's no longer waste. Yeah. I am solidly pleased with that. Just love like the idea of sustaining myself, needing nothing, you know, and having everything. Organic fucking compost. A real gardener. That was so like amazing for me because it was something that was waste that we put aside continuously, and it is now something that we can use as nourishment. Waste has become nourishment, and so, you know, the good old saying, waste not, want not, it's just crazy cool. Since leaving, you know, we had to like sort out the compost bin, and suddenly we had to put food scraps in the bin, like in the bin, and it felt so weird. So it's really strange how quickly you get used to something, especially when you see the benefits of it, to be honest. I remember when I was 19, and like the house that I lived in, actually, they were quite switched on, I'm not gonna lie. They were composting, and I just did not understand it. Just that the food would just throw into this bin, and then it would get thrown into this pile in the back garden. I was just like, all right, whatever. There was a vegan in the house, which was like the first vegan I ever come across. And I remember she came and gave me a bar of goat's milk soap once because she didn't use goat's milk, and I was like, right, okay, why wouldn't you just use the soap? Obviously now I understand all these things at a much deeper level. I was only 19. It's interesting what life does to you, because I was 19 and I was put into that place, and obviously I attracted it for some reason, not recognising that that was actually going to kind of be the type of person I became. I was starting to meet people that were trying to unlock that within me when I was that age, but you know, I was also at that age going out and having a really good time. But when I moved to Australia at 21, that was when everything sort of just really, the messages really started being delivered to me. The spiritual gates opened for me thanks to a friend of mine called Ollie. He was the gate opener. He held the key for me, and you know, they sent me other people to try, but he was the one that just opened it. Let me get this compost bin first, because I'm going on a ramble. I reckon that will be all right. Let's hope it is. Let's give this lid a quick rinse off. Now let's try and get this back in one piece. Okay, so I am currently back at my place, the place that I've been renting for the past 4 weeks. I'm gonna grab some stuff. Check out my plants, by the way. How beautiful are my plants? They are all growing so well. I'm really happy with the progress on those, and I can't wait for them to really grow into their true selves, into their best version, into their fruiting something. So yeah, I'm really happy with how the plants are looking. So slowly I'm going to be taking these back over to the new spot. As you guys know, I moved out of Jane's to just to find my own sense of self really, and to get my own sort of thing going on so that we could come together again more powerful. Wanted to have something to bring to the table before we move back in together. As I've said in a previous video, me and Jane don't argue heaps, but we do bicker, and you know, it's just one of those things, two creatives in the same space, it's too much. We wanted to just sort of like separate the living for a little bit in order to help us grow as individuals really. I went off and I did my thing, and I've really found some sense of self. I've made some friends, and that is awesome. I've, you know, planted a whole bunch of stuff. Jane came over one night and kind of said like, look, I want union, I want us to live together again, you know, I really miss you. Like, you know, I had to really listen to my inner guidance, and my inner guidance was kind of like, you know, as much as obviously I want to be with her, something inside my gut was just saying like, no, because I have been finding a sense of self, and I don't want to just fall straight back into any form of old habits. So I said no, and that took a lot of strength, but I had to listen to my intuition. Earlier in the day, Jane had said, look, come look at this place that I've seen, see if you like it. And I went there and I was like, wow, this place is so nice. Like, I can't believe how nice it is. It was 200 baht, more expensive than I'm currently at, but closer to everything that I need to be. But whilst I was there, I was kind of saying to myself, for fuck's sake, this is so much better. And at the time, Jane was even looking at them as, because she's like, there's no point in staying at hers with just her. I was like, for fuck's sake, this is so much better. Like, of course, I move out and I find a place, and then, you know, Jane comes and finds a better place. And I had to really like look at the way I was thinking, and I was like, do you know what is better, Holly? What's better? Do you have a bed to sleep in? Yeah, you do. Do you have the things that you need? Yeah, you do. You got all of that. So don't worry about what looks better, what's better, what's better. Because what even is better if you've got everything you need? I was like, right, yeah. We got back to mine. Jane was like, so do you like it? And I was like, yeah, I really like it. And then she was like, are you going to rent one? I was like, no. You know, I had to explain that to her. I was like, I want to move in there because it's better, but I have everything I need here, and, you know, I need to learn that. And so I said no. And I was really, really proud of myself, and I felt so freaking good. And again, I had to trust that intuition, and go with that, and be like, do you know what? You've got something to learn by not making that move. I was like, look, why don't you just move in there, and, you know, I'll join you at some point. Like, I'll know when the time is to join you, because the universe will direct me. But I just don't feel like it's now. I feel like I've still got something to learn. I reckon it will be 6 weeks. That's what I said to her. The next day we were like, okay, well, let's go look at this place together. Make sure this is definitely something we can see. Make sure that it could work out, and then we can make that our aim for the future. We rock up, we go look at the thing. Beautiful place. We both love it. And we say to the guy, you know, like, yes, we're thinking about this. And he says, if you both want one, I'll give them to you for 5,000 baht. That was a massive saving. So at the moment here, I'm paying 3,000, and that would mean I'd be paying 2,500 there. That was, I think, the universe being like, okay, you passed your little tests. You didn't go for what was better. You listened to your intuition. And we've always said our ideal living situation would be for each to live in the same place or in the same space, but each of us have a separate room, because we're different people, and that's okay. And my energy is different to hers, and we both get irritated by different things. Do you know what I mean? It's just expected. We're different people. It just was like, okay, I think, you know, that's when you take it. And so that is why I've made the move. And so I'll show you properly the new place. I'm here slowly picking up stuff over the next couple days. It's mostly just the plants. Anyway, let's get some stuff moving. I'm just editing, actually. I'm just editing some footage for the vlog that I'm about to upload. And in it, it was the day that I'm editing is actually the day in which everything just started to appear blurry to me. And the rain came, and I was like, whoa. In my feelings, you saw I was really quite, not flat, I was just in my head, like thinking a lot. And I kind of did that freestyle poem. And during the freestyle poem, that little bird came along and, you know, planted itself in front of me. Flow out in a beautiful rhyme. Hello. bird just came. Me, and I was like, fuck, like he's even over here, like, you know, normally I see him up there when I'm raking leaves, but I'm just sitting here on this chair and he's just come and hopped in, and he's always so happy the way he, or she, the way he kind of like fluts around and catches food and rolls around while he does it. On the day I looked up the symbolism of the bird, and you know, it meant something to me, but yeah, you know, when I was editing the video I wanted to write and just post like, you know, a little picture of some of the symbolism there for you guys to see. And as I was rereading it, I was like, fucking hell, these are all the realizations I've had over the last, since, you know, from the day of filming that particular footage to now. So I want to just kind of go over it because it's cool. It's the Oriental magpie robin. So I'm going to read you some stuff and tell you. It says, it's an extremely intelligent bird that can be taught to speak. When it appears to you, there are lessons it wants to share. The meaning of the magpie is about creative expression. It urges you to listen, not just for listening's sake, but to listen to what is being communicated with you with more attention. Now that is something I've been really doing because nature talks, you know what I mean? I've been saying it in all of these videos. I've been really listening to what it is that the universe is trying to tell me, and lately also really just trying to hone in on my intuition. So I have been listening a lot more. It says, be more vocal about your thoughts and emotions. Make sure you're not being misunderstood. Speak when you need to speak up. Be creative with your words, but don't let your meaning be lost. This is the real meaning of the magpie spirit. And I just got into that creative zone. I started writing. I had a few poems burst out. I've been posting them. I've actually been sharing them publicly. I've not been letting anything sort of get in the way of my sharing, you know, my thoughts and my emotions, and I've really been putting them into the paper and all that kind of stuff, and even into the vlogs, as you've been seeing. The magpie spirit animal is also drawn to anything shiny or flashy, so this is also a reminder to quit chasing false beliefs and ideas. Stop going after desires that are unsuitable for you and put material desires above everything else. I love being at the resort, but in terms of planting my food, I didn't need to plant it in that place, you know what I mean? Even though I wasn't really chasing material or being materialistic, I liked the idea of it because it was like, ooh, like, you know, I get to work with a bigger space and I don't need more, actually. I really don't need more. And another thing actually came up later on, and that is, I live in a place that's a bit out of the way, and you know, I don't love it. There's a bit of concrete. I'm not really a fan of concrete. Me and Jane were talking and talking about living together again, and it's something that obviously we both want to do. I had to listen to my intuition. Jane came over like, okay, oh, do you want to have a look at these places? And we got there, and I was like, oh, it's really nice, you know. It actually got me down a bit. I was like, why couldn't I find this place before, like, I moved into the other place? I'm there and this place is better, like, I want to move. But, you know, I had to really sit there and think, like, but why do you want to move? And I was thinking to myself, don't move because you think something's better. Like, what is better? You've got everything that you actually need there, and, you know, you don't need to move because it's better. It's not really about that. Just, you know, you've got your plants, stay put. You'll know when it's time to move. Don't leave for a bigger, shinier object, you know, or something that you prefer the look of, because it's not about that. Turns out I'm leaving now. The reason I'm there is not because it looks better and it looks shinier. It's because this is what's going to help my relationship flourish. The magpie symbolism encourages you to show your brilliance to the world. You have the gifts and the talents to do whatever you want, so don't be satisfied with doing things that don't inspire you. Sure. The meaning of the magpie symbolises flamboyance and glamour. I'm quite flamboyant. You should express who you truly are if you want the world to know you, and if you want to command the attention and earn respect of people. And I'm really sinking into just being me, man. Really sinking into just being me. So yeah, that was about it. But it was just interesting to kind of like read that after, like, the time I read it, I was in the place of, what do I do now? You know, I'm kind of going on a bit much now, but it was a cool little realization, to be honest. So we are up these stairs. We're gonna grow our food here and here